welcome to this next episode of Unscripted. I'm here with Louis Watkins. Welcome, Louis.
Thank you for having me. Thank you very much.
Super excited to have you on.
Thank you.
Louis is the founder of Clear for Men, and we are just going to have a nice chat. We're going to order some food, and it's just going to be a really good vibe.
Let's do it. Let's go.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah.
What you're passionate about and what you are trying to achieve.
Yeah, wow. Where do you want me to start? I mean, I sort of...
You can start all the way back from your childhood, what your personality's like. You
Yeah.
can just talk about Clear for Men.
I think when I was younger, I've always been like quite a bubbly, extroverted kind of person.
Yeah.
Always sort of, I don't know, like, always loved having fun. Always loved socializing. Socializing was a big part of like my life.
Yeah.
And I think it really, like, I crave that connection. I've always craved it. So, yeah, I'm always someone that's just like social, bubbly. I've always loved having those chats with people. And
Yeah.
I think for me, so what happened is I did my apprenticeship. Oh no, sorry. If we go back before my apprenticeship, I did my A-levels in 2017 to 19. But I didn't really enjoy it because I was like spending so much time like worried about the outcome of the results.
What were you studying?
So I studied in AS. I studied biology, maths, history, and Welsh,
Wow.
Welsh baccalaureate. I don't know if you know that. It's Welsh baccalaureate is kind of like it's hard to even explain what it kind of is. It's kind of like a mixture of everything, almost like very like social enterprise kind of thing. It's very difficult.
Okay,
It's hard. I couldn't even explain what it is. But like I did those. I dropped biology in the AS, and I stuck with those three for A2. And it was I look back and like my A-levels sort of like I didn't enjoy them at all. And I think the only reason why I didn't enjoy them was because I put so much pressure on myself to like get the good grades, because there was that big hole of like I don't know actually where I want to go, what I want to do. And I had just been, I'd just been made head boy as well in year 13. So I was like, okay, there's this big push of like, maybe I need to go to uni, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, it's pressure.
Pressure, yeah. And I was looking at a lot of different universities to go to. I couldn't find, like the idea of uni really appealed to me, but I just couldn't find exactly what it is that I wanted to do. So I was like, do you know what? I don't think I'm going to go to uni yet. I was like, I'm going to just see. We'll just see what happens. Yeah. And I ended up enrolling into a college to do engineering, and then a week after my mum rang me and was like, there's a job going at this company on the railway, just apply. And I was like, at this point I was like, yeah, okay, why not?
Let's just give it a shot.
Really good opportunity, but I thought, do you know what, is it going to happen to me? I don't know.
Yeah.
And ended up getting the job, which was amazing.
Congratulations.
And, yeah, thank you. It was really good. It was a really good opportunity, really good career. But obviously because of COVID, it sort of meant that like I was in college full time from 2019 till March 2020.
I see.
And then it was like gap in between. So obviously in lockdown, I didn't really know who I was working with, and I didn't really have much conversation with people I was in college with because everyone was at home, wasn't seeing people.
Yeah.
So it became very isolating. And I loved the element of when I was going to college. I loved how like social it was, meeting different people in different backgrounds, in different careers. I suppose we're all doing engineering, but like we're in different jobs. It was fun. But I was like, oh my goodness, like this is gone from being like social, really, really active, all these different things to like lockdown. And I just really struggled to get to grips with like the sort of new reality that we were all facing.
It was really difficult.
It was really difficult. And like I was there, I was like, none of us had ever experienced this feeling before.
No.
And I was I've always been that eager person. I would want to get on with the job. And really like, I get my hands dirty and I want to, like, if someone says to me, this is the job, and I'm like, let's get it done. Yeah. But the fact that there was nothing to do because it was lockdown, I was like,
craving something.
Yeah, I was craving something to do.
I know the feeling. I know what you mean.
I think the first time I ever experienced burnout was actually in sixth form, when I think I put so much pressure on myself. I lost the love of doing my A-levels and actually enjoying those final few years in school, which I do regret. I regret not enjoying it as much.
I see what you mean. Yeah.
But I put a lot of pressure on myself. So I experienced burnout for the first time, I think, in school. And then after that, after in lockdown, I was really enjoying like the sort of social aspect of what the apprenticeship was offering me. But because that was taken away, it was really hard to get to grips with this new reality. And I think I felt so lonely and so burnt out that like I started to lose sight for who I was, and I realised that like I was becoming quite an angry person. So I didn't like the way I was becoming. Very short-tempered, very angry. But I think a lot of it stemmed from the fact that I wasn't necessarily angry. I just didn't know the difference between any other emotion other than happy or angry. So it was really, really hard to, I didn't feel as though I could get upset. I didn't feel as though I could say, do you know what? I'm feeling quite anxious today, because I didn't even know what anxiety felt at the time.
Yeah.
And I started to get a lot of physical symptoms of anxiety in like the late 2020, early 2021. And I just couldn't tell you what it was. Like even then, I'm like, I don't know what it was. Like, what was that feeling? Why was my body feeling that way? And I just really lost sight of who I was. And I think I lost a lot of confidence in myself.
Yeah.
And my whole sort of reason behind why I started Clear for Men was because having a routine and a structure, I realized how important it was from school in my first job to lockdown, and actually having to build that routine of a new normal. It was really, really hard. And I realized how important it was to have a structured routine of taking time for myself, self-care, exercise, work, all these different things. And I started to feel a lot better about myself and about my day-to-day. But the thing that I was struggling with was still that uncomfortableness of talking about how I'm feeling. And I remember I messaged my friends. It was actually the month before I started working on Clear for Men. It was January 2021. And I remember messaging my friends like, I am like not good, right? And it was the first time we've ever really spoken about that.
Okay.
And they were like, it'll be okay, like we'll get through it. And I was like, no. I was like, guys, this is hard. I was like, and I think it was just like my mind was so like, I don't know, I couldn't see myself out of it. It was really difficult. And I really lost a lot of confidence in myself. And I think for me, the whole reason why I started the brand was actually I want to create that routine for men to pause and take 5 for themselves, but actually I want to help restore confidence and almost be somewhat of a role model for men. So that's sort of where the idea of Clear for Men came from.
You definitely are doing that.
Thank you.
You definitely are a role model to many, I would say.
Thank you. Yes, I was a long-winded answer,
No,
but yeah.
I love that. Yeah, it was definitely a very hard time. And like with not having a routine, just being stuck at home, it's difficult to find ways to get out, like the energy to get out of bed, to do stuff,
That's it,
get stuff around the house. It was a difficult time. I feel like I blocked a lot of that part of my life out. It's hard to remember, like, really being stuck at home.
Yeah.
I think it was just so traumatizing for everyone.
Everyone, yeah.
It's just gone.
Yeah, it's gone. I think a lot of people have felt that. I think a lot of people felt like it was a new normal, and like people have, like you said, they've almost like, it's almost like they've forgotten, like not forgotten it, but like it's like their memory is like almost suppressed it because it was such a hard time for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awful, really hard.
What year did you build Clear for Men, did you say?
I started working on it in February 2021. So I started working on it then, and I launched in August 2022. So about 18 months afterwards.
We weren't in lockdown by then. Did we finish was it 2021 or 2020?
2021 was when like we started to like see the bit more socializing.
Yeah.
2022 was when I think like the majority.
It's so hard to remember.
Yeah, I know. I think about that actually. I think it might have been when like a lot of lockdown restrictions had eased. I don't think it was like 100% complete, but I think this was very heavy on like the eat out to help out, that sort of time of the
yeah, it might have still been like the 2 meter stuff as well.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I can't quite remember, but.
Yeah, so along your journey, have you faced any criticism or doubt, and how do you handle like, getting any doubt from people around you, friends, family?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, I have had a lot of doubt. I think I have a lot of self-doubt. I think over the course of building the business, I think the business has made me become more resilient. So I'm more resilient in a lot of aspects of life.
Yeah.
I think it's made me realise that like patience is a big part of it. I think when I first launched, I thought I was going to be like, we're going to sell out straight away, and it's going to. But like no one knew who I was, no one knew the story, no one knew why I'm doing it.
Yeah.
So for me, I was like, I need to understand this is going to take me a lot longer than I realise. So self-doubt definitely creeps in when things can be. I suppose it's like that delayed gratification, isn't it? It's like you're doing something for such a long time, but you're not seeing any results, and sometimes you don't see those results, and like that is just a part of it. So the self-doubt can definitely creep in, but I think the positive self-talk is really, really important for me. I'm like, I have to tell myself that I can do this. I am doing it. It's just constant, and sometimes it's easy to get in your own head and go, oh, it's not working though, is it? But
100%.
But I think surrounding yourself with those people that want you to win and can help you get to that next step, I think is so important. And I think when I first started, I had a lot of people were like, are you sure about this? Like, is it a good idea?
Yeah.
And I think that comes down to love. I think it was very much like my mum was very much like, ooh, like, and I think again, you're thinking like, it's scary. No one in my family had ever started a business before, so it is that like
there's lots of like fear and uncertainty around like being self-employed.
100%. So it's that thing of like, if you let it, those outside voices, even though they mean well, they can almost creep in and go, oh, there's a bit of doubt now, and I'm starting to get a bit worried. So that's definitely something that like I've had to work with over time. But yeah, I think a lot of it actually is like you do face some criticism online, and you do have some people that will say like, oh, don't know if it's gonna, but ultimately like. If you're your biggest believer, and you can keep going. So I think that's why I've had to become my biggest cheerleader.
And sometimes it's kind of hard because you have to notice that maybe your circle isn't supportive, and you sometimes have to remove yourself.
Yeah.
And it can be very difficult. Like I remember school environment, people would play my videos, they would laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a teacher say, "What's your plan B? What if this presenting thingy doesn't work out?" And I was like, I told her, I said, if I have a plan B, it means I don't believe in my plan A.
Yeah.
And so she was a bit like shocked by that, and then she did end up supporting me in the end.
Yeah.
But I had a lot of hate, a lot of bullying from school. I just found school environment very hard to fit in. I didn't feel like these are my people, I just felt like get through this, move on,
Yeah, and that's sad, isn't it? Because like you spend a long period of time in school, and like almost to the point where that's where almost self-doubt can happen, because if people say those things, you almost think, well, maybe I'm not good enough to do this. But like we are. It's just it's surrounding ourselves with those people that believe in us and can help us get to that next step, which is hard. It's definitely difficult. I remember before I had it. So when I was in college, so when I was doing this, so at this point I was full-time in college.
Okay.
I wasn't. Sorry, I was part-time in college. I was, I think, in my third year of my apprenticeship.
Okay.
And I'm going to work. So I'm going to college 1 day a week. And I remember there was two situations. One where one of my college tutors, I walked into a room and he laughed, and I knew straight away. I was like, I know why you're laughing, because like I haven't seen you for a while. I was like, so I knew there'd been some conversation there. And this was when like my presence online was starting to get a bit more, and like I was trying to put myself out there a bit more, which was, it's like it's harder and harder and harder. The more and more you do it, it's more and more uncomfortable. So when someone does that, it can hinder your growth, because you're like, I'm worried what they're thinking now.
Yeah.
And I remember then another tutor was actually like, well, like, have you made any profit yet? And I'm like, what? Why are you asking that question for? Like, I was like, just come on, like, and it's one of those things that you can get in your own head. So, yeah, I think surrounding yourself with the right people is really, really important, 100%.
Did you start creating content when you set up Clear for Men, or was you always creating content? Or
no, it's the one thing I actually wish I did. So when I started Clear for Men in the February 2021, I didn't actually. It's really bad. I didn't actually post a piece of content until the week before I launched. So like I went 18 months without documenting any of the journey, so no one knew who I was. And I remember I put a post on Instagram, and I think this is when the cross collaboration feature had just become new. I don't know how long that's been on for, but I created this cross collaboration post on my personal page, and then obviously my Clear for Men Instagram, which was brand new. And I was like, oh hi, this is my journey, this is what I'm doing. And like launch day had so much traffic, but literally no orders. I think I had like 2 orders, and then the first 11 months of building the business, I had 31 orders, which again was like, oh, that was it was humility. I think was a big thing. Then I was like, right, this is humbling. It's not going to be like post a picture and it's gonna, it's like I need to really tell my story. So I didn't post any of my journey, and it's the one thing that I look at and go, I wonder, especially in the world where TikTok was back then, I wonder where Clear for Men would be now. I kick myself for it, but like, it is what it is.
Now you have a story to say.
Yeah, exactly.
So like when you're big and people are worried about, you know what, I haven't started posting yet. It's okay, I was in that boat.
Exactly.
You can inspire people that way.
Exactly.
But
very good idea. Yeah.
I remember I have a video, I think I was 10, asking my dad for a YouTube channel. Obviously I didn't get one because I was 10.
Yeah.
But I do think that if I had started then, how different would I be now?
Exactly. Yeah.
Because 2017 YouTube.
Yeah,
so
huge.
different.
Yeah, exactly. I know.
Huge,
yeah.
But it is what it is.
Yeah.
The universe and life takes you down where you're supposed to be.
Exactly. And that's the thing as well. You also learn, from that journey that I've realised that like, okay, I wish I posted content back then, but like it's just one of those things now where I'm like, okay, but I need to be posting content now, so that in 5 years' time I don't think to myself, I wish I posted content 5 years ago. Do you know what I mean? So it's a constant cycle, but it's just, we're getting there.
Now you pitched your dream to Simon Squibb. When did you pitch to him? What was that like meeting him, chatting to him?
So, I pitched to Simon. It's actually interesting. There's about 3 or 4 interactions I had with Simon.
Yeah.
So, there is a business networking event.
Okay.
Well, less like an event and more like a show where entrepreneurs come and they tell their story and like you, I don't know what you call it, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was and he was there talking, and I was really shy at this point. I was really like, oh.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to ask a question, but it's a room full of people. I thought, no, I'm not doing it. Anyway, he walked off stage and he went out backstage. And then as I got up to leave to get a coffee, he miraculously opened up the same door he'd left out of. And I just happened to be like, to me, to you, aware. And I was like,
I'm here now, I've got to say something.
And I was like, hi mate, like, can I just say, like, inspiration, like, I love what you do. And he's like, oh, thanks man, I appreciate that. And that was it. Like, that was a very much 5-second interaction. Didn't think much of it. Then it was interesting because one of my friends who I actually met at that event, she posted a picture on Instagram, I think it was, literally like the next day, and was like, I met Simon Squibb, and like told him my dream, and I was like, that is what I wish I did. And I was like, oh, you know. So I was like, kind of kicking myself. And then I went to Ideas Fest. So that was in the March 2024.
Okay.
Went to the Ideas Fest then in September 2024, and he was there, and he was obviously doing his talk, came off, and then I queued outside and waited for him. And I gave him a bottle, and I was telling him my dream, and he was like, oh yeah, no, you know, so you're doing what, you know, all these different things. It was like, it was nice to see that he believed in the vision, and he was like, you know what, he's like,
so lovely.
Yes, and
so like, easy to talk to, isn't he?
That's the thing, and you could see like, oh, it's not just the camera. It's like, this is like a genuine guy who just really cares about it. And I was like, for me, I was like, I need that. I was like, because at this point, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm like overthinking everything.
Yeah.
And he was very much like, you're doing the right thing. You just need to keep doing it more. And I was like, okay, this is like reassuring for me. So I left from that because I actually went to that Ideas Fest feeling really burnt out, and I left feeling so like, right, okay, how can we implement everything we've learned? And like I felt really, really fresh.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was like the first time I sort of like really told him what I was doing. And then I put a post out. I think it was like, I can't remember what it was. I got invited to London for a separate event, and it was near Shoreditch. And this is when he just put his Ring doorbell in the Virgin Hotels in Shoreditch. Yeah. And I was like,
Richard Branson,
yeah. So I was like, I'm going to come to you, and I'm gonna pitch. And that, why not? So I pitched, but then I put it on LinkedIn, and I put it on TikTok, I think, as well. Okay. And then I made a few carousels about it. Yeah. And then like a week or so later, I was in a market. So in my local city, it was a market, and I was there all day. Didn't speak to like genuinely probably a handful of people all day. It was really, really quiet. Okay. And I was lugging everything back in the car, and I felt so defeated. And then I just looked at my phone, and it was like, Simon Squibb started following you on TikTok. And I was like, nah, wait. and then he was like, love what you're doing. Like, how can me and the team help? And I was like, oh, mate, love this. Like, really, really appreciate your messaging. I got this idea. Like, I think it'd be really good. And then we ended up having like a 45-minute call after, like, probably about 2 months later. And we just chatted about like the whole business.
Wow.
And it was quite nice to get like, kind of like off camera, like,
insights.
Really insight. Like, okay, like this is what my ideas is. And he was like, yeah, it sounds really, really good. Like, I love it. And then we had this idea to make a really, really good video, which we filmed in September. So I actually managed to meet him 3 times. Yeah, meet him 3 times.
No way.
But had that interaction of pitching to the doorbell once. Pitched to the doorbell once. Because it's funny as well, because I remember pitching to the doorbell, and there was a woman who just pitched her dream. I remember saying to her, I was like, oh, can you record me whilst I pitch it? Yeah. And I pressed the Ring doorbell, and I don't know if you've ever heard it before, my mind literally went blank. I was like, I couldn't even tell you what I did. I was like, I was like, and then I just blurted out a 6-second pitch. But it seems to do well because it went live on the Helpbank channel, which is good.
That's really good.
So really,
awesome.
really good. Yeah.
No, I haven't pitched to the doorbell, but it's actually a really crazy story. My friend sent me like his newsletter, so you could sign up online, and he was putting out his phone number for you to message your dream. And I was like, my mate was like, you have to do this, and I was like, you know what, yeah. So I sent a message, and my mum said to me, I can feel something big happening randomly. I was going to school. I was like, what do you mean? So I don't know, I can just feel something's going to happen. Later, when I got home from school, I saw on Simon Squibb's Instagram, going to be in London tomorrow, in Leicester Square, come and say hi and pitch me your dream. I went, Mum, we've got to do this now. We have to come and do this. So we went together. Yeah. I'm super grateful for my parents. They support me very much.
Yeah, that's so good.
She came with me. She also pitched her dream.
What's her dream?
She is a yoga teacher. She teaches kids. So she pitched her dream about that and building a website and an app.
Yeah, I love that.
So I pitched then. It was like, oh, I'll come on your show. Why don't you do a show like Blue Peter? I'll come on. It was like a light bulb moment because I always knew I wanted to be a presenter, especially a kids' TV presenter. And he was like, you know how Blue Peter isn't live anymore? Why don't you do that? And I just went, why have I not thought of this? Yeah. And I was like, okay, that's awesome. So I met him then. I also went to his Simon Says podcast in London as well.
Yes, yeah.
and I am going to his children's workbook, like Waterstone signing thing on the 14th of March. If you want to come along, grab a ticket, you get a book, and then he can sign it stuff for you. So maybe I'll speak to him then. I've also hosted Rich Hayes on this show.
Have you?
Like the other week. So we were just chatting about it, and I said, "Oh, I've got Louis Watkins coming next." Oh yeah, clear from there.
That is what a small world. That's so wild. Oh my god.
It's crazy. But he's going to be there as well, so it's all good.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. But I haven't done the doorbell. Maybe I should, because then it got on Help Bank. We'll see. We'll see how life goes.
Well, I think it's one of those, isn't it? Really, I think you've done it in a different way. You've picked your dream to him, which is so like inspirational. Because a lot of people would be like, they would freeze in that moment and go, oh no, I don't want to do it. But like you plucked up the courage and you did it, and that is such a big thing to do. Like I know how I felt when I was telling him my dream. I was literally like shaking because it's that fear of like what are people going to think of me? Like it's that thing to do it. Nothing but respect, genuinely.
I literally remember Simon Scribb saying, "You're next." He pointed out to me in the crowd, and I just looked at my mum and was like, "There's no way." But yeah, it was crazy. But honestly, one of my favourite moments ever. It was so fun. Can you tell us a little bit about your motto, Take 5, and sort of the idea around that? What you mean?
Yeah. So the whole concept of what Take 5 means is like, I feel like life's 100 miles an hour, and I feel as though we are constantly overstimulated in a variety of different ways, right? So we are overstimulated with like, there's so much going on, like with work, we're constantly, if we're not thinking about work, we're on social media and we're like, sometimes we can be doom scrolling and not even thinking that we're doing it, but we're not putting a lot of time aside for us. And I want to be that like reminder to take a moment for ourselves. So the one thing that I noticed during that time when I was struggling was like, routine was really important for me. And ultimately, when I lost a lot of confidence in myself, putting that time back into myself was so important. And I feel as though like, a lot of people will say, but I don't have the time to do that. And I completely respect that because everyone is so busy. But everyone deserves to have a moment for ourselves to just pause and take a moment. So my whole kind of concept behind it is to just go, Take 5. And like, I want Take 5 to be more than skincare. Like I want people to think like, I'm gonna go Take 5 and I'm gonna go for a coffee with a friend. I'm gonna Take 5 and I'm gonna go to the gym, like something like that. Like Take 5 is so much more than just about being a skincare product, but like is like I say, it's almost like a motto of like of life, and I think a lot of people are. For me, I always say like I want people to really understand the story behind what I'm trying to do, and Take 5 is so much more than it's just cleanser. It's like no, Take 5 is like, what does Take 5 mean to you? And you might have heard it on my live streams. I say to people like, what does Take 5 actually mean to you? Like not just like skincare, because a lot of people will say, do you know what? I don't really do skincare. I'm like, fair enough. What do you do?
Take 5.
But what does Take 5 look like to you? And they talk about it, and I think it's good because you're then creating that space of like, okay, I want to Take 5. I want to maybe talk about how I'm feeling. So
you're creating that open space. It's like an emotional attachment.
Exactly.
Like like it's a physical feeling rather than just go and do 100%.
This. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's not just being like, oh, you don't take 5 for yourself. It's like, oh, you don't take 5 for yourself. Why don't we talk more about it and find what works for you? And I think that's really important. So
is there a joke regarding the trademark with Simon? I feel like I've heard this somewhere.
Yeah, there was.
I don't know if it's your TikTok or I saw it somewhere, and I wanted to ask you about it.
So basically, what happened is the second time I met him at Ideas Fest, I told him about this is my cleanser, and I was actually showing him like that, and he went, I've got the trademark. He said to me like, you're the reason why I can't have the trademark Take 5. I said, what do you mean? And he was like, I've got the trademark Take 4. And it was a very similar concept of like, and I was like, I said it, I was like, never heard of that before. And he's like, no, he said, but you're the reason I can't have Take 5. I sort of like joked about it, but he was kind of doing like a similar thing, but like I think he wanted to have Take 5 for like, I can't remember what it was actually for, but I can't remember what it was. But I remember being on the phone to him. I remember chatting to him the other month, and he was like, I was joking about it. And I was like, I know you were joking about it.
He has really good humour. He does.
So it was. It was kind of when I met him at Ideas Fest and told him, it was like, you're the reason why I can now Take 5. So it was kind of like it was quite nice to actually make a bit of content around that, because I think it got a lot of awareness of like, oh, you want to Take 5 as well. What does Take 5 mean?
Yeah. Could we actually have a look at one of your cleansers? Let's have a look.
Actually, I've got one for you.
I bought one of these cleansers for my dad to support Louis' business, and we are going to have a look if I can open it. If not,
you can open it. Oh no, it's just because I sealed the box up for you, so I've got. What it is like it's a little rip strip. So you open it up and then go for it.
Go for it. Why not? Let's go for it.
Yeah.
Let's get it on camera.
Do you know I've actually never seen anyone open this? Like,
not?
no, I've never seen anyone actually open a bottle.
Here we go.
So And then obviously in every order I always include like a little handwritten note as well.
I love the packaging on this.
Thank you.
If I can get it out, I don't want to damage the box.
No, go for it, yeah.
There we go. How nice this bottle looks. Imagine that in your bathroom. Looks all modern, very nice. I cannot wait to give this to my dad. He's going to absolutely love it.
Yeah, I look forward to hearing his thoughts. I look forward to hearing it.
I'll let you know.
Yeah,
I'll
please
give
do.
you a
Please
review.
do. Yeah, thank you so much.
We'll leave a review on your website as well.
Thank you.
Do you want to talk through the bottle,
Yeah.
what you've got written on there?
So like the whole kind of concept behind Take 5 is I want it to be like a simplistic, I didn't want it to be like an overwhelming, I didn't want to be so much information that it's overwhelming for the consumer. I want people to actually go, okay, what does Take 5 mean? Take 5. And like, even so much like on the box, on the side of the box, like hello daily mind, goodbye daily grind, that instant of like, okay, what does that mean? Like I want to read more about that. And I just wanted to like create an experience where it's simple, but it's a simple yet effective message of taking 5.
Yep.
So yeah, that's all the reason behind it.
What are some of the benefits and the key active ingredients?
Yeah, so it mainly helps to combat men's main skin concerns, so things like dry, tired, dull-looking skin. So you've got like niacinamide that can really help with like boosting skin hydration, can help minimize pore appearance, and help support the skin's barrier. And then you've also got provitamin B5 as well, so it acts as a humectant, so it can retain moisture to the skin surface. And then, like I said, it can help provide the skin with that deep penetrating moisture. So it's really good at helping to leave the skin feeling like clean, soft, and hydrated. So
love that.
Yeah.
Can't wait to leave a review.
Yes, definitely.
We shall leave that somewhere there
Go
so
for
we
it.
can see it. Why not?
Thank you so much.
No worries.
Appreciate that.
No, I'm super excited for him to try it.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
definitely, yeah.
Now, Clear for Men donates a portion of sales to mental health charities.
We do.
How do you choose which causes to support?
Yes.
And why is it important to support these charities for you?
So for me, for every order, 15% of profits are donated to mental health charities. So we do 7.5% goes to Calm and 7.5% goes to Mind. Now I had a lot of support from Mind Cymru in particular when in lockdown.
Yep.
I used it. I was speaking to them actually about this a few weeks ago, and it wasn't necessarily that I spoke to anyone at Mind, but I used everything that they were doing on social media. It really, really helped me.
Yeah.
A lot of their posts really resonated with me and how I was feeling. And it just, for me, I was like, I want to sort of give back and support such an incredible organisation. And it was the exact same with Calm as well. I could see the campaigns that they were doing, all the hard work they were doing. And I just thought like both the charities really align with what I'm trying to build with Clear for Men. And I want every purchase to be so impactful and have an impact on so many people's lives. And like I say to people all the time, like this is so much more than just about being a facial cleanser. Like every portion we want to try and make a difference. And that's why we now just, I think it was Saturday, I looked and we've managed to raise over £1,200 now for mental health charities. So thank you.
That's honestly so awesome, and it's such a nice touch to a business.
Yeah.
If they're like supporting someone else, because you know it just gives purpose.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It gives purpose as well, and it's just really lovely to like watch.
Thank you. Yeah, and I think that's the thing as well. Like for me, building Clear for Men is so hard. You know what I'm saying? Like building a channel is so difficult. It can be. There are days where some days are better than others.
Yeah.
And I think the one thing that I've realised is like having the strong why behind it. It takes me almost those days where I really don't know what I'm doing. I'm like, oh, am I good enough to be a founder? Like kind of thing. You start that negative self-talk can really start playing in your mind.
Imposter syndrome.
Imposter syndrome. Yeah. Big. Yeah. And actually, I realised that this year I've not experienced imposter syndrome once, which is really nice because last year I was riddled with it.
Oh, yeah.
But having that why behind the brand is the thing that gets me out of bed every day. So even on the days where I'm posting all the time, I'm not seeing the results, or I'm going live and I'm not really speaking to many people, or I'm doing these things and I'm failing, it's so easy for me to go, right, like, I'm going to give up. But like, ultimately, I look back at my why every single day. I'm like, okay, this is why I'm doing it. Keep showing up.
Yeah.
Because you don't know who's watching. And I think that's the thing that I've realized is like, even if a video gets 100 views, it's 100 people, it's still a lot of people. And like, you never know, that could help one person, two people, you never know.
I feel like I might have found you through one of your live streams.
I think you would have, yeah, you would have, yeah, you might have.
Scrolled across.
Yeah, you might have.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe that's how we meet. I don't know. So what's the biggest risk that you have taken so far?
I think the biggest risk, I would say, in terms of the business.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, there's so many, but like a lot of them are calculated risks. So I think, for instance, like at the beginning of the journey, I was working with my manufacturers, and I needed a loan. I needed a startup loan to help with building the business. And ultimately, like Clear for Men wouldn't be where it is today without that loan.
Right.
But from the outside, it's like, oh, you're taking out a loan. Like it can be scary. But like that's why it's so important to like. It's like don't let external voices get you. But I think for me that was like a calculated risk, because ultimately I wouldn't be where I am today without that. So I think in terms of like the business and the start of it, I think that was ultimately one of them. And also like, I got made redundant in December 2024,
okay.
and it was that thing of like, oh my goodness, like alarm bells ringing, like I'm starting to think, is this going to work? Like I don't know what I'm going to do. So for me, a risk that I took was like, I'm going to start self-employed work. So alongside the business, I would do like delivering, I would do freelance work, and all these different things. And yeah, it was risky. It majorly risky, but like it ultimately meant I could put more time into the business. And again, if I have more time to put in the business can go further ahead. And I actually managed to pitch Clear for Men to Boots in November. Yeah, it's really, really good. Yeah, thank you. So like through the Breakout Beauty program, and they told me like, you wouldn't, almost like you have to be in it, it's full time for 6 weeks, so it's an intense course.
Right.
Being in a full-time job wouldn't be possible for me to have that opportunity. So I kind of feel like, hindsight against wonderful thing, like I'm glad that I took that risk of going, I'm not going to go straight into a job right now. I'm going to use this time to build the brand. I'm going to do delivering alongside and slowly build the business, because ultimately that meant that I was able to do that program. So yeah, I feel...
I'm kind of in a similar boat because I just dropped out of college 2 months ago.
Yeah.
I just kind of had a realization moment, like I had planned to I studied creative media production at a creative arts school. So it was very much about content and stuff, but I was completing projects and making a website and having to do a documentary for the school. And I was just like, this is not what I want to do. Like, it's not that I'm not enjoying it, it's just not... It's not building me to anywhere. Yeah. And I was going to become a runner in TV or try and go that way.
Yeah.
And I thought, actually, do I want to be a runner or do I want to be a content creator that then gets hired as a presenter, you know? Kind of like from a different perspective. So I just went, I was doing a 30-day Simon Script challenge and I just said, I'm going to drop out of college. I'm just going to give this a full-time shot, really. And that's kind of where I'm at now. And I've had a couple of shows. Obviously, I have you here, which is awesome. And I'm just really just giving it my all, because I think I think I felt very drained. The end of last year was my lowest point, probably, I've experienced so far. Different issues with like my mum's health and things, and I was just like, I don't want to be in college doing this, you know, I'm wasting my time here. So luckily, I have super supportive parents. That's where we are.
And honestly, like, I think that's one of the biggest gifts you can have is people who support you around you. And I think like the very worst case scenario, and I think this is what's quite liberating as well as a founder, is like the worst case scenario is if it doesn't work out, you either try again or you just get a job. Like I just think like the worst case scenario doesn't work, and and I think for me that's quite liberating. I'm like, oh yeah, I can just try again, because like I think failure sometimes, I think people think that failing is like a bad thing, but actually like I've had to fail multiple times to get to where I am right now, and I'm still nowhere near where I want to be. So to get to where I want to be, I have to fail even more. And I think
I'd rather fail than not try.
Yeah, exactly. And you have to have that belief in yourself. So I think it's like really admirable of you to go, do you know what? Yeah, I'm going to try. Because honestly, college will always be there.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, college will always be there. So having that that moment to go, do you know what? I am going to give this a try, is huge. And I think it's not spoken about enough. I don't think. Like it's how you know, believing in yourself is so important. I think it is really important.
Yeah,
so
really
good for you.
Oh, thanks so much. What about achievements for Clear for Men? Have you had any big achievements recently, or orders? You can talk about orders.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, actually, that's really good. Quite a few, actually. So again, like if I was to say about the Breakout Beauty program, so again, I think that program is essentially like a 6-week accelerator where you can pitch your brand to Boots. Potentially, you know, you're almost competing against the other 11 cohorts to get a listing in Boots for 12 months. Now, I didn't win, but I did manage to win 2 awards. So one of them was... what was it? I think it was the Impact Award. Okay. So kind of like the impact around mental health, and then the One to Watch Award. So they were from 2 different organisations who were sponsoring the event. And I just thought like these 2 are massive companies. Like to get that recognition is massive for me.
Yeah. You're in their books now. They've got your name.
Exactly.
They know who you are.
Exactly. You know? And that's the thing. And I look at it and go, the door is open for Boots when the time is right for both parties. Like I look at it and go, the opportunity was incredible, but like, is it something that I could have probably done right now? Probably not. Like, and that's okay to admit. Yeah. So. Yeah, that was a really, really good moment. And also, along with that, when I actually when I went to the very first day of the 6-week program, they were like, oh yeah, you know, all the businesses are in Vogue Business, and I was like, what? And they're like, yeah, it's this morning. I was like, that. So that was a really wild one. Yeah,
that's awesome.
I'm trying to think of other things as well. There's been a lot of campaigns I've done that have been really exciting with a lot of different companies. I think. Oh, that's such a good question. And I think something that I'll always go back to is, so Intuit QuickBooks, they ordered they surprised me. So they basically invited me to their office in London, and they doing like an interview, very much exactly like this. So it was like just chatting, and then there was like a camera like to this side of me, and there was a camera right here, and it was like, oh yeah, so we're just gonna like surprise you, like just want to let you know we love what you're doing, and we'd like to buy £700 worth of cleansers. So it was like, it was very much like, and at this point, I was like, and I literally messaged him afterwards. I was like, you have no idea what it means to me, because I'm so like in my own head right now, and I was like, it just meant everything to me, and like I've really built a strong relationship with them as well, and I just think it's nice to see like a company as big as QuickBooks supporting businesses like myself. I think it's like, I feel really proud of that. So that was that. Again, it goes back to that. Thank you. It goes back to that thing of like, even when you feel like no one is watching, they really are. So like, keep believing in yourself. Yeah. So there's been quite a few things. I think the boots thing was massive for me. I think that getting orders from people is always a surreal feeling. It's definitely like one of the most surreal feelings in the world. Like knowing that like even like you, for instance, like your dad trying that today. Like it's surreal knowing that like a business that I started 5 years ago will be in your bathroom, and essentially my aim is to be a worldwide household name. So like it's kind of surreal seeing like there's so many people across the country that are like, I love this and recommend people. That is really fulfilling for me. So
what are your next goals for Cliff and Men?
Okay.
Where do you see his brand going? More products in stores?
Yeah, I love that. Okay, so next 5 years, my plan is obviously at the moment we've only got the one product. Yep. I would like Cliff and Men to be worldwide. That's my vision.
I believe in you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So I'm a global expansion. I definitely want to go into venture into the US, but I don't want to touch the US until I've really understood the UK first and really found my feet with that. I don't want to run before I can walk, kind of thing. So right now I'm spending a lot of time focusing on direct to consumer. So I want to build a relationship with people so that when I eventually launch in places like Boots, they walk in, they're like, that's the brand that I use on TikTok. I'm going to buy. So I want to create those relationships first. So that's where a lot of my time is going at the moment. So hopefully in 2030, retailers in the UK, it sounds like a long time, but I think before that, I want to be realistic and I want to build a product range. So between now and 2030, I want to bring out a moisturizer, which is like the highly requested moisturizer. Nice. I'm debating, is it an SPF moisturizer? Is it a normal moisturizer? I'm not sure yet. Both. Could be both, exactly, yeah. And I think that's the thing, like once I bring out this next product, I know that the third or fourth won't be too far behind because having two products will be easier. Yeah. So I think for me, it's bringing out new products. My goal this year in terms of like revenue, I'm trying to, I've like made like a series almost, like I'm trying to hit 6 figures this year in revenue, which is scary because I do it all by myself in a spare room in my house, but never say never, so yeah.
Why not? Why not you?
Exactly.
Why not you? Exactly. Why do you think it's so important to clap for other people and be supportive? Because I'm a big believer in supporting other people.
100%.
I love leaving positive comments from social media because that's something that I wish to receive when I'm starting, and you know, and I just think I'm just a really big believer in being supportive because there's a lot of hate that goes around. Yeah, it can be a lot of social media.
Yeah, and there can be a lot of people that try to bring you down. And I realise you might have seen it sometimes when I go live. Like some people will say a comment, and it's like my kind of reaction to it before would have like really thrown me. Whereas now it's like, oh, thank you for your comment, but I'm gonna mute you and have a nice day. Yeah. So kind of like using it as like a different way of like, I don't let it bother me anymore in a way, which is good. But I think it's so important to support people because sometimes, and I realise this now, a prime example is the other day I saw a video of a woman and she's building, she's trying to build her personal brand. She's trying to get out there in the wellness space, and like I commented on a video and I was like, can I just say like I absolutely love this video and I think it's incredible and like really love what you're doing. Yeah. And she was like, I needed to hear that today. Like thank you so much. And sometimes like even though like some people will post a really good video, you never really know what anyone's going through. So in a world where I think we're in a world where you can be anything, I think the most important thing is to be kind and supportive. 100%. Because I think everything goes back around and like also you supporting other people doesn't take away from you. Like me supporting you and you supporting me doesn't take away from our success. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like our own journey.
Our own journey. And I think that's the thing as well. Like I think a lot of time we can go through social media and we look at these things and it's like, oh, they're so far ahead, like why am I not there? But actually like it's not a race, it's a journey that's meant to be enjoyed. And I think I spent a lot of time in 2025 and 2024 looking at other people, and I was so attached from my business, I was so looking at what they're doing that I was like, I'm not enjoying this anymore. So like now I'm like, I'm where my feet are and I'm like, I'm loving this journey.
I think if you like become so, what's the word, like so like you believe so much in yourself.
Yes.
Then I think when you're confident in yourself and what you're doing, that's when I think people support other people.
Yeah.
Sometimes I find that people don't support people because they kind of like wish they were doing it, or they might think like, oh, you know, I don't know how this is going to go.
Yeah, be envious almost. Sometimes it's envy, and like you said, it's not necessarily envy of like, oh, it's them. It's actually like, oh, I'm scared to take that leap and I don't really know. And like, it's actually probably a little bit of like, I have huge respect for that person, but I don't have the courage to do that right now. And like I said, going back to when you pitched Simon, like that takes a lot of courage to do that, because it's so hard. Like going out there and like, you know, it is hard. So
all
like
the videographers, all the camera crew, all the people surrounding waiting for their turns.
Exactly. And it's you have to give yourself, and like all the people that would have been around you, they have a choice. They can either be envious of you taking the courage and doing that, or they can go, oh, do you know what? She's inspired me to go and do it myself. And I think clapping for others is really important, because your turn will happen.
Yeah. And
it's a matter of when, not if. I think that's the one thing that I love about my journey, is like, it's a matter of when. It's not oh, if that happens. It's like, oh no, when that happens. And it might be in 10 years, 15 years, but the time's going to pass anyway. So I just think it's important to really enjoy your journey whilst also clapping for others.
100%.
But not looking at other people's journey as if like, why am I not doing that?
Yeah, like not comparison.
The comparison
because then you're just dragging yourself down.
It hinders your growth, 100%.
And it also builds relationships as well.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Like for example, like now we're here having an interview. We might not have done that if like we hadn't commented on stuff.
Exactly, and that's it. And I think as well, it's that thing of like, you just, sometimes you have to just go, do you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna try. And I think like the amount of people I've built relationships with, like you said, I've built a really good relationship with a really good friend of mine actually, and I remember meeting, like I was at a networking event in TikTok back in like I think it's like March last year or whatever it was. Yeah. And like, she's really big on TikTok, and I just went, I'm just gonna go up to you, and I went up to her. I was like, Sumi, can I just say, absolutely love what you're doing? And she was like, oh, thanks. So, you could tell that she was a bit like, oh, like she was shocked by it. She was like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. We built up a really good friendship, and like, she has been like that rock of like, if I have the issues, she's like, right, okay, let's try and sort that together. That's so nice. It's so nice to have that network of people, and like building those relationships with so many different people. Not only because she helped me, but vice versa. When she's going through the same thing, I can help her, and what she's taught me has helped me with other people. So I think building those relationships is really important. And like I said, it doesn't take away from your journey. And I think that's a really important thing, because we can sometimes go but no, it's like, no, they're doing incredible things. Use it as inspiration, not as envy. And like, that's one thing that like I've learned along this journey is inspiration over envy every day.
Yeah, and I feel like you never know how long that comment's going to stay with someone.
Yeah,
and they'll always, because it's easier to build relationships that way, because not a lot of people leave kind comments as much anymore. Yeah. So it kind of makes you stand out a little bit as well. Yeah. And then you never know, they might look and check out what you're doing and support you. Exactly. Just be supportive, you know. Yeah. Just be kind and just have a good time.
Love that.
What's one piece of advice you would tell younger Louis?
Oh, I love this. I made a video about this yesterday.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I did. So serendipitous. I made a video about this yesterday in my car. There's it's a variety of things I would say, but I think a lot of it comes down to, if I was to sit down my younger self right now, I would say, get uncomfortable with the fact that a lot of posts won't get views. Yep. Be comfortable with the fact that like you're going to go live and no one's going to really see you or understand what you're doing for a very long time. Understand that it's going to be uncomfortable for a very long time. Yeah. You're going to fail. Yeah. Almost like get really uncomfortable. Like get uncomfortable with the fact that it's going to be get comfortable with the fact that it's going to be uncomfortable.
Yes.
And patience. I think the patience is probably the most important thing. I think for me, what I've realized is like I've spent so much of my time almost being impatient and being like, I'm not there yet. Whereas all these incredible things are happening, and I'm not really. Whereas now I'm like, no.
Enjoy it.
Enjoy it. Be where your feet are, because people look at this and I know that when I look at other businesses and inspiration, there are people that look at me, not in an arrogant way, but there'll be people that look at me and go, inspiration for this, you know, and it's like being patient on the journey is really important. So enjoy the journey, be grounded, have fun, and know that it's going to take a long time. So kind of get prepared to talk to camera for a very long time and there'll be no one there, or make content and no one's listening for a very long time. Pitch and not get a response. All those different things. Like I've gone to market stalls and not spoken to anyone all day. Like spent hours lugging it up, getting it all sorted, driving, meeting no one, packing it up. But it builds character. I think it really builds who you are. And I think it's made me realize how resilient I am, and it's all come down from I just need to like enjoy this journey. So now I'm like, I'm not where I want to be, but I'm so content of where I am right now. I think that helps me every single day to appreciate where I am right now. And I think it's for the first time on my journey where I can genuinely say like, yeah, it's hard, but I feel really happy with where I am, and I'm looking forward to the next step. But like right now, I'm happy. And I think sometimes people get lost in that thing of like, I'm not happy right now, so I want to be here. They're there, and I'm not there. How do I like? And all
look too far ahead sometimes. You've got to look at the next step.
Exactly.
Like baby steps to where you want to be.
Yeah, that's it. Small steps every day.
Yeah, happiness is the main priority.
Main priority, yeah.
100%, over anything.
And also, like the thing as well, like prioritize yourself. Like listen to your own. Like take your own advice as gospel. I think I tell other people to take 5, but it was during a period where I wasn't taking 5 for myself. Yeah. And I had a mentor, and he was like, if you don't take 5 for yourself, what does that say about you? Because you're going against everything your brand stands for. And I was like, yeah, I need to actually take 5 for myself. And that's what I realized then. I was like, I need to prioritize myself more. So that's when I'm sleeping more, and I'm exercising more, and I'm doing more for me, and it's making me happier. And like, because ultimately, if my cup is more full, I can pour into other people. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
And I can show up more, and that's
100%.
what all about. So.
Love that. I mean, you're doing really well. You have an event tonight.
Yes.
You're going to. Do you want to talk a little bit about the event?
Yeah. So tonight I'm going to an event in Liverpool Street somewhere. Somewhere here. And it's basically an event where it's like a men's wellness community. So they basically invite me along. It's actually why the suitcase I've got. So
whole suitcase full of cleansers,
Suitcase full of cleansers. So I've got 28 cleansers. They've actually purchased them. They reached out on LinkedIn and was like, hey, love what you're doing. Like, we'd love to have you along, tell people about the brands, and also like purchase cleansers for the attendees. So everyone's got, very similar to what I've just done then with you, I'm going to do the exact same thing with them, and I'm going to give them a cleanser, tell my story, and then get involved in the session. So it's kind of like a men's only community of like breath work and like creating that safe space. And it really aligns with what I'm trying to do with Clear for Men. So when they reached out, I said, it's a no-brainer. So yeah.
That's so nice.
Yeah,
such a nice event and community where everyone just gets together.
Yes,
and just
definitely.
open.
Definitely.
Love that. Now I give every single guest a 10-second challenge.
Go for it.
Okay?
Go for it.
So your 10-second challenge is to convince the audience to go and order your product from your website.
Oh.
Ready?
Yes. Go on in.
Go.
So my mission is to help break the stigma around mental health, one bottle at a time. This is so much more than a skincare brand to me, and I want to help encourage those conversations and be somewhat of a role model. So I'd love for you to follow along for the journey for me, Louis Watkins or Clear for Men, and follow the journey whilst I break the stigma around mental health, one bottle at a time.
Well done. Love that.
Thank you.
Go and get his product from his website. Link will be in my description. I will leave it below so you can go and order. And if you do order it and you like it, please go and leave a review on his website because it really helps.
Yes, it does. Every review helps. Yeah, definitely massively, yeah.
Thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you.
I have loved chatting.
Yes,
to you.
me too. Thank you
It's
for
been so nice.
Thank you so much for your time.
If people haven't seen your videos before, haven't seen your product, where can they find you on social media to follow you? Yeah,
so it's Louis Watkins, Louis, and then also Clear for Men as well. So Clear for Men. It's FOR, not the number.
Please go and follow him. And thank you so much for watching this episode of Unscripted. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Cheers, guys.